Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Bihari Jaya Radha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Nityananda Nita Gadada Shanti Gaura Bhaktavinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadaram Shivashadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasana Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Radha Madhava Radhe Jayo Panchatattva Jayo Panchatattva Jayo Panchatattva Jayo Panchatattva Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Hare Krishna. So I'd like to welcome all of you. Srimad Bhagavatam classes. Sorry, I have spinal problems, so I cannot sit properly. Please forgive me. And I like to take blessing from my seniors, specialists. Vanchakalpatravacha kripasindevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Narayana namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tatam jayamutiraye. Nastavradeshu abradeshu nityam bhagavata sevaya. Bhagavati uttamam slokir bhaktir bhavati nayastaki. So we're going to read from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 2, verse number 21. Before we start for the sloka, first, this is title will be The Lord in the Heart. First, we need to understand why and how these chapters came about. And we need to connect with the first canto in order to understand this. Because first, we must wondering why, especially this Astanga Yoga been speaking when we are discussing about Bhakti Yoga here. So, in the second chapter of first canto, Sutta Goswami already said that his spiritual master was good preacher. He's very expert preacher. So, in the Bhagavatam Sabda where going to happen it's not only some vada or conversation between Parshit and Sukadeva Goswamis. Who present there? Yogis, Devast, everybody present. So then Sutta Goswami said that his spiritual master was expert preacher. So that is the first way I started. And the last, in first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, is started with two questions by Parshit Maharaj. Those questions is what one should do, what to remember at the time of death. So, and in first chapter of second canto is already in the question, the answers already answer up to 11th verse. So now we elaborate this Astanga process very difficult. So now we are in this Astanga process where it's very difficult to be followed. This is where the flow was. So when we're going to see how this chakras, we're going to open up the chakras and niyama, yama, dharana, pratyahara. So especially this sloka speaking about pratihara. So we're drawing the senses. So we're going to see the sloka. So this how it started. So please repeat after me. Tasmād. Bhruvoḥ. Antaram. Unnayeta. Niruddha. Yeah, I think so. Okay. Sabda āyatanaḥ. Anapekṣaḥ. sthitvā. Muhūrtārdham. akuṇṭha-dṛṣṭir. Nirbhidya. mūrdhan. visṛjet. param gataḥ. tasmād bhruvor antaram unnayeta. niruddha-saptāyatano anapekṣaḥ. anapekṣaḥ. sthitvā muhūrtārdham akuṇṭha-dṛṣṭir. nirbhidya mūrdhan visṛjet param gataḥ. tasmāt bhruvoḥ antaram unnayeta. niruddha-saptāyano anapekṣaḥ sthitvā muhūrtārdham akuṇṭa-dṛṣṭir nirbhidya mūrdhan visṛjet param gataḥ tasmād bhruvoḥ antaram unnayeta niruddha-saptāyatano anapekṣaḥ sthitvā mūrdhan akuṇṭa-dṛṣṭir nirbhidya mūrdhan visṛjet param gataḥ akuṇṭha-dṛṣṭir nirbhidya mūrdhan visṛjet param gataḥ tasmāt bhruvoḥ antaram unnayeta niruddha-saptāyatano anapekṣaḥ sthitvā muhūrtārdham akuṇṭa-dṛṣṭir nirbhidya mūrdhan visṛjet param gataḥ tasmād bhruvoḥ antaram unnayeta anapekṣaḥ gataḥ niruddha-saptāyatano anapekṣaḥ muhūrtārdham akuṇṭa-dṛṣṭir gataḥ. Mothers, tasmād bhruvoḥ antaram unnayeta tasmād bhruvoḥ antaram unnayeta niruddha-saptāyatano anapekṣaḥ sthitvā muhūrtārdham akuṇṭa-dṛṣṭir nirbhidya mūrdhan visṛjet param gataḥ. Thank you so much. So let we see the word by word translations. Tasmāt, from the bhruvoḥ of the eyebrows, antaram, in between, unnayeta, yeah, should be brought in niruddha by blocking, sabda, 7, āyatanaḥ, outlet of the life air, anapekṣaḥ, independent of all material enjoyment, sthitvā, by keeping muhūrta of a movement, ardham of akuṇṭha, back home, back to Godhead, dṛṣṭiḥ, one whose aim is target like that, targeted, nirbhidya, punching, mūrdhan, the cerebral all. Visṛjet should give up his body. Param, the supreme. Gataḥ, having gone to. Translation by Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Thereafter, the bhakti-yogī should push the life air up between the eyebrows and then blocking the 7 outlets of the life air, and he should maintain his aim for going back home, back to Godhead. If he is completely free from all desire for material enjoyment, he should then reach the cerebral hole and give up his material connection, having gone to the Supreme. So, purport. The process of giving up all material connection and returning home back to Godhead, the Supreme, is recommended herein. The condition is that one should be completely free from desire for material enjoyment. There are different grades of material enjoyment in respect of duration of life and sensual gratifications. The highest planet of sensual enjoyment for the longest period of life is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita 9.20. All but material enjoyment, and one should be truly convinced that he has no need of such a long duration life. Even in Brahmaloka planet, he must return home back to Godhead and must not attracted by any amount of material facility. In Bhagavad Gita 2.59, it is said that this sort of material detachment is possible to attain when one is acquainted with the supreme association of life, param dṛṣṭiḥ nirbhidya. One cannot be free from material attraction unless he has completely understanding of the nature of spiritual life. The propaganda by certain class of impersonalists, the spiritual life is void of all variety, is a dangerous propaganda to mislead the living beings into become more and more attracted by material enjoyment. As such, person with poor fund of knowledge cannot have any conception of the param, the supreme. Then try to stick to the verity of material enjoyment, although they may falter themselves as being Brahman realized soul. Such a less intelligent person cannot have any conception of the param as mentioned in this verse. Therefore, they cannot reach the supreme. The devotee have full knowledge of spiritual world. The personality of Godhead and his transcendental association is unlimited spiritual planet called Vaikuṇṭha-loka. Herein, akuṇṭha-dṛṣṭir is mentioned. Akuṇṭha and Vaikuṇṭha convey the same import, and only one who has his aim fixed upon the spiritual world and personal association with the Godhead can give up his material connection even while living in material world. This param and the param mentioned in several places in Bhagavad Gita are one and the same thing. One goes to the param does not return to the material world. This is freedom. It's not possible even by reaching the topmost loka of the material world. The life air passes through the 7 openings, namely 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, 2 ears, and 1 mouth. Generally, it passes through the mouth at the time of ordinary mandates. But the yogis, as above mentioned, who control the life air in his own way, generally release life air by puncturing the cerebral hole in the head. The yogis therefore block up the above mentioned 7 openings so that the life air will naturally burst forth through the cerebral hole. This is a sure sign of a great devotee living the material connections. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatramandasya Jana Jana Shalakaya Shakshurunmilita Mena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Shabidamena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Gurum Sri Tapatakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sakhanagnatam Raghunattam Samsajiv Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijanasaitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Nam Lalitam Sri Visakam Cha. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpati Gopesa Gopika Kanda Radha Kanda Namasute Tatpa Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanum Shude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatrubhacha Kripa Sindhuvacha Patitanam Pavanepyo Vaishnavepyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Tat Sat Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pashtaya Bodhali Srimati Japadaka Swami Nitinamani Namacharya Padaya Nitagrapabdini Gaurakatarama tasmād bhruvoḥ antaram unnayeta niruddha-saptāyatano napekṣaḥ sthitvā muhūrta akuṇṭa-dṛṣṭir nirbhidya mūrdha visṛjet param gataḥ. I'm reading again the translation. After the bhakti-yogī should push the life air between the eyebrow and then blocking the 7 outlets of the life air. He should maintaining his aim for going back home, back to Godhead. If he is completely free from all desire for material enjoyment, he should then reach the cerebral hole and giving up material connection, having gone to the Supreme. Hare Krishna. So we are following several set of the slokas, right? So we have seen the process of practicing Ashtanga Yoga. Easy or difficult? What you all think? Easy or difficult? Easy? Who agrees easy? Can you push your hand down? Who has agreed? Push your hand down. Oh, so you all not for you all easy, right? Okay, so actually it's a difficult process, right? It's not very easy. So now, before we go more detail on the Ashtanga Yoga, first let me clear the translation where Prabhupada has mentioned about bhakti-yogī. So what is our understanding on this verse of bhakti-yogī? Why Prabhupada's mean of bhakti-yogī? Why Prabhupada have mentioned this bhakti-yogī? Because there are 2 types of bhakti-yogis. One is who are practicing devotional service, one is yogi who are practicing the Ashtanga Yoga. So, and then these bhakti-yogi who are practicing this Ashtanga Yoga, where they will be, controlling their, they're following yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, where in previous verse was it been explained about puraka, rechaka and kumbhaka. So then, now particularly in this particular verse is about pratihara, so withdrawing the senses. And in order to withdraw the senses it's not a very easy jobs to be done. And we can see many yogi have failed. And the famous Vishwamitra, right? So when Vishwamitra was doing his tapasya and controlling his Ashtanga Yoga, what happened? Menaka came. Clang, 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 clang. So then he was like thinking, wow, so beautiful, the sound itself so amazing. Then Vishwamitra thinking, if the tinkling of this jingle bell is so rhythmic, so nice, how should be the person look like? As long as he opened his eyes, what happened? What happened? Are you there? You can get my English or difficult? Or sleeping? Because it's yesterday, yeah, I got this, I understand, yeah. Okay, to make up your own more power up. So, Gauranga. 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 Okay, very good. So I think you already comes. Don't worry, I won't go more than 9 o'clock. So we'll try to. So now let me see now. And again here, what you all think that what's happened to Vishwamitra? As long as he open his eyes. Mataji shy to say. Maybe Prabhu can help. So what's happened there? Huh? Got attracted, yes, the eyes. Wow, such a beautiful then. You forget his aim, vyasatmikaha. So you forget his attention, what you have to do. So similar like that, this sloka Prabhupada is explaining about this bhakti yogi, where it is not the process that like what we think. And earlier, before I start the Bhagavatam class, I was telling that, I was mentioning that this process, Sutta Goswami was telling that his spiritual master was expert preacher. So in order to preach to the yogis, if we say about bhakti-yogī, and I know all of you here might be a good preachers. You can say Bhakti Shastri students here, Bhakti Vaibhava students here, and many Vedantis are in front of me, the sages are in front of me. So, as we understand the subject, so the bhakti, the bhakti yoga or the devotional service is, it's very easy and it can be practiced. But the Astanga Yoga is very difficult because in order to close the Yama, Niyama, then Pranayama, then Pratyahara to control the senses is not easy. So like earlier I tell the story of Vishwamitra where he been attracted by Menaka. So then he finish, he don't understand what aim of life, why he came there, right? So, and again, I'm bringing back to the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, where Sutta Goswami already said that his spiritual master was expert preacher. So as expert preacher, you know how to preach to the all audience. So we can see in the life of Srila Prabhupada, how Prabhupada preached. Very easy, right? But Prabhupada has given us the highest, the topmost. And we can see the sloka, I say that param gataḥ, param gati. So the yogis going to up to only Vaikuntha levels. Can they go to Goloka Vrindavan? No, they can't go Goloka Vrindavan. Even they are practicing so much of this Astanga Yoga, they can't ever enter to Goloka Vrindavan. Why? Because in order to go Goloka Vrindavan, we need to again refer to the book called Brihad Bhagavatam, which is written by Sanatana Goswami, was narrating the pastime of Gopakumar. And Gopakumar was like, went to Dwarka and seeing Krishna's there, but still he never enjoying the pastime of Vrindavan, Goloka Vrindavan. And was like, Narada was there and was telling to Narada, I'm not happy. Then Narada was telling to, particularly to this, to the Gopakumar, that in order to enter Vrindavan, you need to go to the Vrindavan where in earthly pastime of the Lord. So you need to go there, then do the Sankirtan. So then only you can go. So then he came and he do Sankirtan, Govinda, Krishna, Gopal, so like that. So he was chanting. Then at time Krishna's appear. Then when appeared that Krishna's appear, then he was like he was like very happy. Then suddenly Krishna's disappear. So like we imagined, you are very rich people, very millionaire, or trillionaire, very millionaire, trillionaire. So then you have a big amount of money. Then you lost such wealth. What will happen to you? We fainted. So like that, Gopakumar fainted. Then Gopakumar was like, then again he came to the conscious. Then again he chant, doing kirtans. And from that we can see again Krishna appear. Then this time he's run behind of Krishna. Krishna, Govinda, Gopal, running, and somehow he managed to catch his chadar. Then when he managed to catch his chadar, then we can see that when he catched the chadar, then Krishna, the Supreme Personality Godhead, again disappear. He can't do anything. So then he was again fainted. Then he rolling and fall in Yamuna. And he was, while he's fainted, he can feel that he been transformed to the Goloka. Then he went to the Goloka. This is how the stories happen. So in order to go Goloka Vrindavan, we need to do Sankirtans. So who have given that for us? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sankirtana Pitano. So like that we can see him. And so that Mahaprabhu, Mahavadanyaya, Krishna Prema Pradayata, who giving? Mahaprabhu is giving us Krishna Prema. No one else can give Krishna Prema. Then who's the ambassador to bring this holy name all around the world? Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. So Srila Prabhupada have go to the Thamskin Park. He just take the kartal, he just chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So then, now we are here. This is jungle. And we can see big cities been built up. This is because of Srila Prabhupada. And in order, again we see here, the contributions that Srila Prabhupada have done to us is really high. Then we need to appreciate in these slokas. By read these slokas, we can see how Prabhupada have sacrificed his life, his time for this movement, especially for us. So in order to go Bhagavan realizations, first, what should we go? We should understand who are we. So before we understand who are we need to at least to come to the platform of karma kandis, then to karma yoga, then they are the process. Then only you go to the Brahman realization. After the Brahman realization, then you go to the Paramatma, then we go to the Bhagavan. But Prabhupada has given us Krishna. Simple, he says that we are the soul. That's all. So like that, we can see that, so in this particular sloka, we can see, we are trying to do many, Astanga process, especially we can see that what Prabhupada have done in his life, especially when we heard from his disciple, beloved disciple, they were sharing, like especially I was attracted to Shyam Sundar Prabhu. If you see, he was carving Jagannath deities, right? He was carving Jagannath deities, and top of the Baladev ate what he put there. Anyone remember? Cigarette. So let's say we are in a position of Prabhupada, what we do there? Right? So like that, it's nothing. Prabhupada say, you shouldn't do like this, So like that, we can see how Prabhupada managing to bring the devotee by just have faith in the holy name. Prabhupada make them to chant the holy name of the Lord, and they give up. At least they give up. Where Shyam Sundar Prabhu has become a good devotee, the great devotee where you have written the chasing Renizer. Then we can see the best cook, the best cook in our ISKCON, Yamuna Mataji. She was smoking, right? She was smoking. Then I go to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, can I help you? Then what Prabhupada says, then yes, why not? Go wash your hand and cut the vegetable. So we can see how Prabhupada was very expert in preaching. So similarly happened here in this particular subject verse where this Sukadeva Goswami was very expert preacher. The audience is not only Parikshit Maharaj, where the Munis, the Yogis. So then, before we go to the Yogis, first, how Sukadeva Goswami attracted to this Bhagavatam. When he was born, immediately walked. This how we can see. Walk, then how he came back to Krishna consciousness. How he came through the Bhagavatam saptas, through the Bhagavatam classes. So like that, he attacked and he came back. Wow. So then, he understand the technique. Oh, okay, this is the Brahmavadi is here, Astanga Yogi is here, Dhyana Yogi is here. So I should, if I give about the bhakti-yogī, they might get boring. So I shouldn't do this, especially how should I bring them? How should I tactfully bring back them to Krishna consciousness? This is the way of Sutta Goswami, especially Sukadeva Goswami brings. So this is the reason why the disciple of Sukadeva Goswami already established his position of spiritual master. His spiritual master is very vast, a wonderful preacher. So this is the reason why we need to see. He says that, so everything everything in Vedas, how to present to the people. So this how this subject was presented. So as devotee, we must very tactfully and must very expertly preach to the person and help them to bring in Krishna consciousness. And we can see that in particular in this verse we can see the realization of Paramatma. So where in chapter 13 verse verse number 23, yes, verse number 23, it said that Ubadresa Anumantaha. So what the position, what Paramatma is doing, one is overseas and one is perimeter. So like that, as long the sadhakas, so we are the sadhakas, when we have intense greedy, we have intense that we want Krishna, so the Lord as a Paramatma, he understand, he bring back. He will make sure that we can, he understand that we really wanted him. So then he will give the knowledge, tesam satata yuktanam bhajanti prabhu. He will make sure that we can go to him. So like that, this is sloka particularly when we see, the paramagati, about the paramagatis, and that's first he must concentrate withdrawing the 7 holes. This is what Prabhupada says in his purport. So that is pratihara, we understand, but to punch, to bring out the soul in the cerebral hole or the Brahma Randra is not easy process that like what we think. If we wrongly move, our 8 can burst to pieces. So therefore we need to know, they are very technique or very tactful subject matter to bring the soul to the Brahmarandra. It's not simply that you can punch out, but you have to see that within the jiva or the soul that we have another one more person who is called as Paramatma, right? Hare Krishna Prabhu. So as a Paramatma, as a jiva is always company with the Paramatma, and the Paramatma sitting in the heart. So where the Paramatma within the hearts, so will the Vishnu come alone? No, right? So the planets there, actually the Vaikuntha planets within our Paramatma as well. This is how been explained in Tattva Sandarbhas, especially by Jiva Goswami was explaining how the Paramatma within us have consists the Vaikuntha itself actually. So Vaikuntha, we have Vaikuntha within the Paramatma. You won't come and simply reside in this nasty bodies, You are simply, it's Vaikunthas there. As a Vaikuntha when he is reside, it's none different from Narayana. So this is when you go back, so this is where you go to the spiritual world, where you go to the Paramagata. So where you going to the Paramagata, where to Vaikuntha lokas. That's all. But that is only a process that only that we need. No, we don't want that. The devotees don't want that, where they want to go Goloka Vrindavan. Yes, some devotee want to go Narsimha, this is not wrong. They want to go to other Vishnu slokas, it's not wrong. But as Brahma Gaudiya Madhava Sampradaya, where our Lord is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, where you want us to go back to Goloka Vrindavans. So here we can see that going back to Goloka Vrindavans is very easy process. Yes or no? Easy process or not easy process? What are you all thinking? No. But actually it's an easy process. Because when the business of to bring the student back home to Godhead is the business of spiritual master. Yes or no? So who want to bring us to Krishna's? Can we go? No, the spiritual master going to bring us. So as a disciple, what's our duties? Following the spiritual master. Then again we can see so many Prabhupada disciples have even Prabhupada has personally bring. I remember Sudama Prabhu, pastor when I was read, he was slapped. He was followed. Then after that, and at the time of you want to leave the body, he was in ICU. Then this is I heard from Burijan Prabhu class in Vrindavan, so I was telling this past time. Then what happened is Sudama Prabhu, when in ICU, then what happened is he was like ICU, then suddenly he got up, the nurse was there, then he said that Prabhupada, after I done so many things, you come and bring back. Then he left the body. Srila Prabhupada ki. So we can see how Srila Prabhupada has promised this to, even we have done many things, but therefore don't take it granted to break anything. So in just saying the story where Prabhupada, as a disciple duty, we need to try to follow as much as possible the instruction of Srila Prabhupada, so your spiritual masters, then by following the instruction of spiritual master, the Guru will bring us to. So, what Prabhupada has given us? Just follow the four-legged principle, chant 60 round, then make Krishna center. We eat Krishna Prasad, we are not eating Bhoga. That is Krishna conscious, right? We have a children's. Then I like to thank to is Ananda Tirtha Prabhu, where he teach us samskaras, especially Prabhu was telling, when you bring the soul, like some Satkari Dipika, where in this Satkari Dipika especially, where it's about the samskaras detail, it was explaining how the parents should have a Krishna consciousness, they need to doing Garbhadana samskaras, then they have a Krishna conscious children. So in these connections where it remind me the pastime of Prithu Maharaj. Prithu Maharaj is Nitya Brahmachari. Why? Because he have Krishna conscious children. So even they have Krishna conscious children as a grahastha, you are still devotees. Still they are devotees. You are not a break a principle because we bring them as a Krishna conscious. This is how we sing. So sometime where we can see like, grahasthas, most of the grahasthas, sometime where we can see the earning of 50% should given to the, for Krishna. Sometimes the misconception of this also, where actually they given more than 50% if we see. Why? Because the vegetable they buy is so expensive, they need to cook and offering, they also already center of Krishna's, then they need to send children for to the education. This is all a part of Krishna consciousness as well. But we need to put a center of Krishna. So why we want to do? So we can take Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj. He is a scientist, right? Did Prabhupada say that you need to stop? Prabhupada say that modern education is shelter house, right? So don't go shelter house, right? So like that, we can see that, but same Prabhupada, what advice is given to Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj? You need to finish your PhD and you need to study. So you need to be a scientist, and then we can see here. So this how it been, we putting Krishna in center. So like that, here as a devotee, we putting everything as the in Krishna consciousness. So this how our pritihara. Pritihara means we withdrawing the senses by putting Krishna in center. I like to eat pizza. Example. So don't give me a pizza after the class, okay? There's too much, then I will bust. So after I like to eat pizza, can I eat the pizza? If I can eat the pizza without offering to Krishna. If I eat the pizza without offering to Krishna, what will happen to that pizza? That's bhoga. Then I need to carry the sin. If let's say I offered to Krishna and I consume it, what will happen there? Prasadam. So what's that? That's Krishna consciousness, right? That's a connection. This is how we withdrawing our senses to Krishna consciousness. Let's see, we rewind back to our life, previous life. So like 2 minutes we rewind back. Before I joined Krishna consciousness, what I have eaten, what not eating that I have done in my life. If we rewind, we start to smiling back. Hey, you're so nice thing. I'm really a bad guy, so I've done so many things. But again, you bring forward now to the current, you see how the transformations happen to our life. This is because of Krishna consciousness. Because why we chant, we taking the medicines, we taking the diet. So like that, this is been, this how our pritihara been covered. This is how we can see, it's been things. So sometime, akama, sarvakama, moksha kama, utrina. So it's not problem even if we have a material desire, we go to Krishna, so we not go to the devas. So not wrong. So because why? And we can take the life of Dhruva Maharaj. How he approached Krishna? How he approached Krishna? How did he approach Krishna? What desire? Material desire, right? So with a material desire, go. Vasudevaya. Then while chanting. So what happened? Purifications take place. When purification take place, then when the Lords appear, you feel ashamed. Oh, what mistake I have done in my life? done totally nonsense, then you feel shy. My Lord, by seeing you is a big boon for me. I don't want the Lord to understand. Then the Lord's what in him, the dhruva loka. So like that, we can see as a devotee, we we are so much adapt to Srila Prabhupada. So much of adapt to Srila Prabhupada. Why we adapt to Srila Prabhupada? Because Prabhupada have bring us to this platform where we seeing Krishna standing there, Panchatattva standing there, where it's difficult to achieve, but we get it. So this is the glories of Srila Prabhupada. This verse especially speaking the glories of Srila Prabhupada. What he have done in our life, what he have, what he have given us, he given more highest than this actually. Paramagata, he given us just practicing the bhakti-yogī, bhakti-yoga, so devotional service, that we can paramagata, that, but we're not going to Vaikunta, but we're going to the Goloka Vrindavan. So this is because of Mahaprabhu, when Mahaprabhu was very merciful, and so like that we can see that when even the worst personality become great. So when the reporter asking Prabhupada, what magical you have done? What Prabhupada answers to the reporter? Look at them. I grade them as first class. So nobody can do, or nobody can, no one can transform anything. Now we take the current situation. We have so much of material problem, or so much of economy where they're fighting. Why they're fighting? Because the senses or the pratihara control. But Prabhupada have successfully succeed in this our society. We can see now. We can see that we have white body, we have black body. I'm from Malaysia. There's some from India, some from Africa. So we are gathered together where no one can do. But who have done this? The Prabhupada have done. Why? Because we controlling the pratihara, the senses, we drawing the senses. This is very easy process. Unless, let's say, Prabhupada, where I remember the memory or the anecdotes of Bhakti Swami Maharaj, where he was sharing, Prabhupada, we need to do Astanga yoga, we need to yoga, because he like to do some asana, especially he like to do asanas. And Bhakti Swami Maharaj is asking, Prabhupada, I need to do asana because I'm too much time. And Prabhupada say, no, go to swim. Prabhupada can say that you can do that. Why Prabhupada asked him to go to swim? So like that. So, and same time, so we can see that, let's say we're taking the process of Astanga yoga. So the process is we need to go in a secluded place, sit, doing the meditations. When you go do a meditation in a secluded place, you think what will happen to us? The next, the development will happen. Then finished. We can't do the the tapasya in a secluded place. We can't find. First, when I come in 90s to Vrindavan, it's very jungle, Now recently I go, I never see anyone. Vrindavan, I never see anyone. Same things, everything's become city. So where you want to find a secluded place or secret place to do tapasya? Is it possible? No, it's not possible. But this process of bhakti yoga, where we centralize everything in Krishna consciousness, is very easy process where we can attain the paramagata, the same process of bhakti-yogī. Again, come to the point here. Why did Sukadeva Goswami was telling this to Parikshit Maharaj? So that other yogis can appreciate the bhakti yogis. So this is the next set of the yogas will come. So next set of slokas will come. So now we see that reaching of Paramatmas. So following the verse from verse onward, we can see that it's about who the yogis are meditate on the Virat Rupa of the Lord. Virat Rupa of the Lord. So where you go to the we go to the Vaishnavara Loka. So this is the process. You're going step by step by step by step. Then, but it will take long process. So how many of us want to take the difficult step? All of us want? No, because the age of Kali, we have a short age. And again, sorry, Rakesh? You can't manta, sumanta, I cannot use, they are all Vaishnavas, yes. Because the Vaishnavas, Vedantas, they are all Vedanta, they understand. So therefore, we cannot say manda, sumanda, madhya, manda, it is not proper. Please forgive me. So because why this Vaishnava? Because they understand, because they intelligence, right? Even Prabhupada say because they understand Krishna is supreme, only Godhead. So yeah, like that. So even we've been influenced by the age, and this is not possible. This is the reason where the Lord appear as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this age of Kali, where he giving Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this is the reason is Namam Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate. Is a Krishna Prem, is giving Krishna Prem. We no need to follow this process where you're going to establish the next set of the slokas, where next set where the bhakti yoga process is the best process. This how you're going to establish this. So now we, in order to appreciate Srila Prabhupada's contribution to us, we need to always follow his, we need to, as much as possible, we need to read his book, distribute his book, and support his preaching program, because he have done so much. Prabhu is a Prabhupada disciple. Prabhu, if we ask in their lifetime, did Prabhupada make them torturing them? Definitely they will say, no, Prabhupada, we are missing him. This is what they say, because Prabhupada is also the ambassador of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Senapati Bhakta. So is my Senapati Bhakta. So this is the reason when in Srimad Bhagavatam we say that, Tvekta Swadharma Charana Bhujamari. So they say that what use we doing so much of this, but end of the day, if the yogi fail in his practice, what will happen to him? Again, you need to start from A, B, C, D, E. But when as a devotee, we stop, again we come back when we stopped. This is how the bhakti-yogī, the greatest of this thing. And Prabhupada has given us these jewels. We are tapped to Srila Prabhupada. So whenever I read the sloka, I'm trying to emerge, I'm trying to see how Prabhupada has given so much for us, how Prabhupada has given so much of sacrifice, where this bhakti yoga process is not like granted. We won't appreciate unless we go through single verse of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the written of Prabhupada's the purpose. So we can see how the nectar, how is given so much of I can't say that is more than Chintamani actually. It's given so much of hidden germs to us actually. That is Krishna Prema given to everyone without any considerations given us. So like that we can see here by normally that. So this is the reason why it says that then Prabhupada is quoting that one beautiful sloka is that where in his purport we can see that he says that param drivastate, param, yeah. So he says that so by enjoying the highest the highest when you already taste the higher taste, you won't go to the lower taste. Thank you so much, Prabhu. You make me alive. Hare Krishna. So like that we can see the higher taste, right? This is the higher taste. So when we again be trying to contaminate, okay, now we contaminate. So now we rewind. We cannot rewind so much of minutes. Just a few seconds we rewind. We see at our previous life. Now, when you think about your previous life, did you like to go back to your previous life? When you compare now, definitely no. Because why? You have tasted the higher taste. So if somebody gives you meat, will you like to eat the meat? Definitely not. So this is when we can see that this is the higher taste. When you taste, when you already tasted the higher taste, you won't go for the lower taste. So why? Because you do out of love, we doing because we understand this is the highest, I am the soul. So this is the reason they are the great personality. So like that, tasmād bhruvoḥ. So that devotee always think of Krishna manmana mat bhakto. So you think how to what vegetable to buy as a grahastha. Mataji, you all buy the vegetable, right, for your house. So you will think, right, what should I cook for Krishna's today? The best. So where you want to give the best to Krishna. So it's also a kind of meditating. You start to meditate. So you go buy the vegetable. So I need to cook this for Krishna. I cannot eat without offering to Krishna. We train up the children. So I can see the children, especially in this Mayapur. I see that I give some prasad to one of the Gaurnagar. I give, Prabhu, what is this prasad you're giving me? This is already offered. Then I was like, I was so inspired, to see that such a kind, so then it remind me Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur where I take wow for the mango. So like that Prabhupada have transformed this, and this glories go to Srila Prabhupada. So where we don't need to go this process of the highest where Sangha Sangat Kamam, so it's difficult where injunctive material where we going to low, the last develop then Kama, Krodha, so we fall. But Srila Prabhupada given us the highest stage where we can go. So like that, here technically we can see Sukadeva Goswami not telling this to Parishit Maharaj, but is telling to the other yogist. Hey Baba, you listen, Suno. This is process very difficult. You don't think that I don't know. I know this. It's very difficult. Better you follow Bhakti Yoga. This is the reason he bring. So after this, he won't speak anything more. He will speak about next, these 3 chapters. Then the 4th chapter we're going to see. We're going to ask about Krishna because you know the object of meditation. The Vastu. The Vastu is Krishna. So whom should I meditate? Krishna. So you're asking the matter and the spiritual form. So this is how the creations take place, and also the spiritual. Then after that we will reach how the creation take place. Then after the creation, then it's telling about the matter of the Lord. Then you go into the spiritual form of the Lord. So like that. So the reason is you want to bring or elevated the yogis there to Krishna consciousness. This is his goal. So this is a very this is the expert way of bringing. So it's already 9:55 according I'm seeing the time here, but my time is 9:50. So today is Ekadasi. Today is Dwadasi. We need to break. I know your stomach is crying because I can see everybody is tired. So I'm stop here. So maybe if you any comments or questions, only once. Yes, Prabhu.
I have 2 questions actually.
Yes, Prabhu. Only I take one question because
Sure.
at 9 o'clock sharp I need to finish.
It is a bit for the first. It is a bit technical actually. In the last line of the purport, it is saying this is the sure sign of a great devotees leaving the material connection.
Yes.
Like when the life here passes from the
cerebral all, yes, Brahmaranda.
So when it happens, do we actually see a whole physically, or what is that?
Basically, you can't see because the Brahmaranda is very minute. The soul size, particle. How you take the type of the air, you divide it to 10,000. So that the size. That what I read from Yoga Patanjali Sutra. This is what been explained. The Brahmarandra sized. So you need some kind of a spiritual vision to see that. So thank you so much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Ghora Premanandi.